What is going on YouTube? I am Zach and welcome back to ZacAtk Bricks. In the last episode, we tackled painting the Lego room and demoing the closet for the future video game and editing PC that we're going to be installing in there. So this episode, we're going to be finishing the demo, installing the new desk, and then cut down the size that way it'll fit in the closet, and then moving all my peripherals and PC over into the new closet space. And if I can, for the next episode, we're going to be working on the ceiling shelving that I'm going to be putting up for display more Lego sets, along with some LED strip lighting, which I'm debating on putting top and bottom. I'm not sure yet. But if I can snag that, that'll be in the next episode. If not, then I have another video plan where I'm going to be tackling building a build desk and going over some other stuff I'm going to be doing for the Lego room. And you're going to see some stuff start coming to life in the third episode, so be sure and check that out. And if you haven't already, be sure and check out the first episode, which you can find linked in the card and description box below, where I do my introductions and all that. So if you missed that, be sure and check that out. And of course, be sure and like, comment, subscribe. A like and a comment and subscribe goes a long way. And if you want to stay up to date with everything that I'm doing, please be sure and check out my social media. You can find links in the description box below. I have a Twitter and Instagram. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this week's build and let's tackle the computer desk. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm measuring the tabletop that I got from IKEA. The closet was a little bit narrow and not as wide as the tabletop itself, so I'm having to measure and cut it down. I believe the the internal dimensions of the closet was 30 by 60, so I used a jigsaw here with a shelf that was the same width as the closet, and I used that as my guide to cut down the desk width. I want to say by 2.5 to 3 inches. I don't really remember off the measurements off the top of my head. And then here I'm using my level as kind of like a straight edge. That way I can cut a bump out for my triple monitor mount. That way I could install the mount on the desk itself. My initial plan was originally to mount the monitors on the wall, but then I decided to just reuse the mount because it seemed to be more practical, and it was something that I already had on hand, so saving a little money here and there for the budget. And honestly, the triple monitor mount works really well, and the bump out that I cut out, you really can't tell. One thing I didn't account for this IKEA tabletop was it was hollow in the middle with just like some minor like wood support filler, but it didn't matter in the end because it's held up now for over a year. And I originally had filmed this on July 29th, 2023, and again, it's taken me a year to get where we're at. And so anyways, here I'm cutting down about 1.25 inches off the side here. That way I could slide this into the closet. And again, the jigsaw came in clutch. I was going to use a circular saw, but this seemed to work out better with the guide, and I was able to get a bit more control with the cut. Just so I was more comfortable using a jigsaw, and plus I wanted to challenge myself to use a jigsaw instead of using a circular saw because I've never used a jigsaw before, and so this is kind of one of those things where I wanted to try something new instead of using what I already had. So the measurements for the original desk I had were 60 inches wide, 30 inches deep, and then it was I want to say 36 inches tall. And so I kind of came in the middle with the height of the desk, and I matched it with it being about 32 inches because I felt like that the desk I had before was a little too tall, so I brought it down a couple of inches. And so I'm measuring here from the floor and not the little riser that's in the closet for the what was supposed to be, I'm guessing, for shoes. And so I'm measuring from the floor up 32 inches. And my initial plan was to hit stud here if I could. And so I'm drilling here to see if I'm hitting stud because my stud finder wasn't exactly picking up the stud. And so I didn't end up finding one. So I'm using togglers, and these togglers are rated for 110 pounds a piece. And so these are good for mounting TVs on walls and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with using togglers. And so I use these brackets, these little L brackets with little braces that go across diagonally. That would help support the desk. Not that there's a lot of weight on this desk. There's probably maybe 70 pounds ish on the desk, and so that with 4 on each bracket is way overkill. Over here on this side though, I was able to hit stud, and I was using my tripod here to level out the desk. It'd be like a third set of hands for me to get the desk nice and level. In the filming of this, my drill actually started to give out and it wasn't able to drill through the stud, so I ended up making a Home Depot run, and I went and bought a DeWalt impact driver, and there was actually a sale going on where they were giving you a battery for free, so I got a free battery with the purchase of the tool, which was awesome. I got it for $89, which I think is a steal considering DeWalt is a very dependable brand. Like I've had that drill for probably about going on 10 years now, so it's been a good drill, and I just decided to run to Home Depot and get the driver, and as you can see, it came in clutch, and screwing in everything into the wall, which was a really huge thing that was maddeningly like super helpful. Like you're gonna hear here in a second like how much easier that impact driver makes things, because it just zipped that that wood screw in like butter, and it was just awesome, and definitely glad I added this to my arsenal of tools.
And it makes the job a whole lot easier.
It's so much easier. So now that I got that installed, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more brackets over on the side. Those brackets are going to hold up the front of the desk. That way I can lean down over the desk and put some weight on the front of the desk. And the back of the desk is going to be bearing the majority of the weight with the triple monitor mount. If I had to guess, I'd probably say the triple monitor mount maybe weighs 45 to 50 pounds with the monitors and the mount and the speakers that are attached to it. So adding those brackets up front definitely gives it a little extra stability. That way if I ever wanted to prop my feet up or lean on the desk while playing games or editing or something like that, I have that option and don't have to worry about the desk falling forward or breaking. I was actually using an angle screw attachment that allowed me to kind of screw at an angle, and just something random in my toolbox that I forgot that I had that really came in handy right here, and just marking the places here and using togglers again. I wasn't able to hit stud, so I just put some toggles in just using a 1/4-inch bit, and that really helped to get these togglers in. They make smaller togglers, but I like these big ones because they're good because you can remove them out, and if you lose the back end of it in the drywall, that's not a big deal. And they're more cheaper, they're more cost effective rather than the metal togglers. So these are nice. I like the other ones. I can't remember the brand, but these are the ones that Home Depot had at the time. So as long as you drop the hole where you need to go, you should be all right with landing your toggler into a good space of drywall. And anyways, here we're just buttoning up the final part of the desk, and getting that bracket was kind of a challenge because the closet wasn't exactly straight on both sides, so I had to kind of go at an angle to get it to line up and be level with the other side. And I kept measuring and measuring, making sure that I was like not crazy, but the right side of the closet where I'm at is actually a little deeper than the left side of the closet. So it's kind of funny how I guess the builders made this. I guess they didn't measure twice, cut once. But I did a lot. Like there was a ton of footage of me just measuring for like 30 minutes, make sure I got my cuts right. So the desk is done, and now we can install the computer.
All right, guys, so the desk has been eliminated. Facebook Marketplace, there it went. I have successfully moved everything into the closet, as you can see. I have my mount and all that in there. It's a lot to take in, I know. It's crazy. This took me like 3 days to do, off and on, and I'm actually pretty excited about finishing it and just kind of having it looking real nice and all that. So let me walk you through what I did here. I took everything off of my old desk, which was a 60-inch by 30-inch desk, and I moved everything in here. I got this tabletop from IKEA for like 50 bucks. And then I got these brackets here from Home Depot for about $7 a piece. And then I got them attached to the stud, and where I couldn't hit stud, I used togglers, and those are roughly rated for like 100 pounds a piece. And then I have my triple monitor mount up here. I was able to move everything and have it cable managed underneath here. It looks kind of crazy, but trust me, it's way neater than just having the cables everywhere. I had this really nice power strip underneath here, and then I was able to get my PC on a little shelf that I built. That way it's off the ground and it's supported, and all the cables are back there. And then what I'm really stoked for is I got all my peripherals that I normally use, but I also got my VHS player that's hooked to my capture card. I'm a huge believer in physical media, so I like to conserve my VHS tapes and back them up on my NAS. And then I actually went to a conference and they gave me this little cell phone mount that actually is perfect for my controller. So my Logitech controller fits up there perfectly. So that was kind of a little last minute thing to do. And then I have my Switch hooked up. I have my GameCube hooked up, which this is actually a GameCube that I actually just fixed. It was my OG GameCube from when I was a kid. The first player port got busted, so I actually bought a part off of eBay, swapped it out myself, and now I have 2 GameCubes, which is pretty cool. So now I have my capture cards hooked up for my GameCube and my Switch. That way I can play those games there and play anything else online. I also have my microphone and of course my lights if I ever want to do streaming stuff, which I may do. I have a green screen that's portable, so we may do that. I have chargers for there. And let me show you this real quick. This is actually really cool. I was originally going to use circle grommets, but then all I had were black ones. And I didn't want to feel like spray painting them, so I actually got these wall plate covers. And these wall plate covers, I have the ones that have the bristles, and I have this one because this one I need to buy this one because this was too big, and I ended up using a hole saw to drill the holes through here, so all my cables pass through, and I have a bunch of these pass through in there. That way it comes out, looks nice and neat. And above all, I'm really psyched and excited for how this looks. I'm thinking about putting a shelf above here. I actually have another board that I may do that. And if not, then I'm going to get like a little Lego sign and put that like right here maybe. Or maybe like if I can ever figure out what my branding's going to look like, slap it up there. I have no idea. And yeah, topmost shelf, I think this is going to be for shelves that I haven't bought yet. Or I'm sorry, for sets that I haven't built yet. And then as you can see in the room, we have plenty of real estate for the Lego tables and stuff like that. And then the next project we're going to do is we are going to put shelves all the way around the top lining of the ceiling. That I'm thinking is going to be for either a Lego train or it's going to be for just display smaller sets. I'm not exactly sure. I'm noticing now that the framing around the closet and around the door and the window seal are all different heights, so I gotta pick, I guess, the highest of the 3 and go with that. But that's gonna be another project. Anyways, guys, this is kind of the start of the Lego room. I know not too much Lego stuff has happened. Obviously, there needs to be like some preliminary stuff that goes down, shenanigans, all that fun jazz. But I really appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with me. This is really exciting, and there's other stuff I want to do, but you know, other videos to come. And I'm trying this whole thing of making content and seeing how that works in this facet. So if you guys liked it, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I know another Lego YouTuber making videos amongst the litany of content that's out there. It's very consumable, probably more consumable than my content, but hey, I'm having fun and I want to share my fun with you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure, like I said, comment, like, subscribe. And I don't have a cool sign-off catchphrase just yet. Work on it. We'll work on it. But we'll get building again. And I'll see you guys next video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you.